Okay, hello again. So I'm going to use this red painting that you did earlier, or well, it's the one I did, but of yours, and kind of use the natural shapes that came out of it. If you notice, it's darker on the bottom. I feel like if I put a line kind of across here, this already kind of looks like water, and this kind of looks like the sky. And so it's kind of I guess, a happy little accident, if you will. And so I'm going to just work on that and kind of just show you what you could do there. I'm going to just use this filbert brush and just paint in a horizon line and just do some real simple mountains. Whoops, hello, I just hit the. Anyway, so I'm just using straight black. I've got water down here, I don't know if you can see it. I've got a palette down here, I don't know if you can see it. I just have the primary colors black and white. Thinning my paint out a little bit, and I'm sharpening up my brush. Again, like I said, and I kind of showed you before, it's real sharp. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to decide where I want a horizon line. And how you guys do that, if you mask it or whatever, I'm just going to do it freehand, but you figure it out. Gently, thin paint, and just going to pull it across. That's not super straight, but you get the idea. I can go over that and clean it up a little bit if I want.
What about the band? What color was it? I don't know. I didn't see it. It smelled like dirt.
Okay, Mr. Sims, can you think of any reason?
The harder I press, the fatter the line, but runs out of paint more quickly. Let's see here. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Pick up some more paint. So I'm concerned on the bottom edge of this line, the top is going to be the mountains. And I'm just going to pull in some mountain shapes, just real loosey-goose. Come down, have another one come up. Maybe this one juts down, has a little buddy right here. And big valley here, kind of cruise up. Anyway, so there's a little mountain range. I'm going to fill that in pretty quickly. Some thin black paint. And the kids can do this. They could just do the bottom line and do the top line. If they're struggling after the paint is dry, you can put a piece of masking tape on the bottom here to establish that real flat edge. Okay, so I'm just filling this in real quick. Somewhat diluted paint, so it'll spread easy, but still using that filbert brush. It's not what it's perfect for, but I don't like to change brushes a bunch because I'm lazy. Alrighty. So, got a little yucky there. Whoop. Just that fast, and I've got a little mountain range. Okay, now you can decide what you want to do with that. Maybe you want to, again, remember this is the bottom edge of the painting. So maybe, kind of like in that Northern Lights one, I took another small little hill and I brought it down, about right here. And I just kind of had it cruise on out into the water. Got paint real thin now, so I can. Now the kids might struggle with this type of brush, so if you brought out a liner brush, remember this brush here? Load it up with some paint, real thin paint. I can establish these thin lines real well. I'm just spinning my brush, sharpening it up like a stick. Come in here, and I'll drag it out, and then stop. And then maybe I'll drag this one out kind of along the horizon line, perpendicular to the horizon line. Make kind of a little thing that juts out. Then I'll bring another one down. You can see how thin this gets. Real thin lines. Really nice for doing trees and anything that requires a thin line. And then maybe I'll switch over to my, back to my filbert and use that as my last one to kind of bring it down. Shoots down like this. And now I've got kind of a little hill that goes into the water. And just like that. I've got kind of a jetting seashore coming off the side. All right, and then just real fast, I'm going to show you if you want to put some trees in. Again, I'm using the filbert. Maybe it's easier for the kids to use the thinner one, but I'll just right here just pull up, real thin little line. Pull up maybe a little one here, maybe one over here. Heck, as many as you want to do. And then I'm going to show you one more video here in a sec. I'm going to send it to you kind of how I make the trees look pretty real. All right, see you in a sec.